current status quo. We're at step number 5, and step number 5 today is all about the decision making. I love decisiveness because it eliminates everything else off the table and sets you down a path where every step you take and every decision you make gets you closer and closer to the ultimate goal. And that goal was creating the vision for the life that we want. We discussed that yesterday. So let me recap. The current status quo that most of you are feeling is based on the fact that you're staying in your comfort zone, too afraid to step out of that, to delve into the unknown and wonder what it might be like if we actually took those first initial baby steps. Status quo simply means that you're staying in the same. Every single day, it's always the same. It feels comfortable. And you know what they say, the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it? I'm not really a fan of that, as you can pretty much tell. I am all for making sure that we're stretching ourselves to the absolute limits. Why? Because that's where life is truly lived. That's where true emotions are felt. And that's where we should all be aiming to go towards, because only there do we reach absolute fulfillment as people, as individuals, and kind of challenge our own selves and making sure that we are turning up and being the best that we can be for ourselves and for everybody else that we serve. So we started with assessing where we are currently in our lives. Where am I today? What does it feel like? And why am I here? It's about assessing and working out what are the things that were keeping us stuck. And understanding, I guess, or acknowledging that we weren't happy with that, because if you're here listening to this now, I'm guessing there's some frustration going on. I mean, you wouldn't be here listening to me if you were quite happy with the way that your life was going. So it means that something doesn't feel right in the pit of your gut. Step number 2 in the 6-step process was then to discover yourself, who you are at your core, without the armor, without the face mask of what you do, hiding behind those masks that we build over the years. And that truly is liberating as well, because you can live a whole life and not know who the hell you are. Believe me, I've worked with so many people over so many years, hundreds and hundreds of women who have been flabbergasted when I've said, well, who are you truly without all the stuff in your life? And a lot of the time I've got the reaction of, what do you mean? So it's really, really interesting that we can live a whole life and not know who the hell we are. But I'm here to help you get past that and to really delve and dig deep and discover yourself, because only there is true happiness. So we discovered who we were at our core, and then we went on to have a look at, okay, so if I'm uncomfortable and I want to get out of this status quo, and this is where I am at the moment, this is who I am, what are the things that are holding me back and keeping me stuck? And they were the emotional, the spiritual, and the social aspects, the people we hang with, our core philosophies and who we are that are keeping us stuck, our belief sets that are telling us we need to be here when truly in our hearts and minds and souls we want to be there. And our emotions, the emotions that we hold true and high to ourselves and think we need to be doing certain things that are, again, keeping us in that status quo. Once we got all of that under control, we kind of went, oh, okay, all right. So if I know where I am and who I am and what's keeping me stuck, what is the vision for the ideal life? Let me explore what that looks like. What excites me? What's the type of person I want to be? How do I want to change the world? And allowing yourself to have those pictures in your mind of the ideal dream life. And hopefully you got some flutters in your stomach, and I'm hoping you spent that little bit of time, as I said, almost meditating and allowing those pictures to evolve and grow in your mind. Now that we've done all of that work, it's time to decide, because decision will set you free. Trust me, it will. It's absolutely liberating, because when you do decide, you decide at the exclusion of everything else. See, these days there are so many options, and I often say to the kids, there's too many options for people. It gets confusing. It's so important to narrow that down, and once you decide that you want that ideal vision that you visualized yesterday and you understood all of the things that were holding you back, and really dug deep into who you were and discovered that, I'm guessing you're feeling pretty powerful at the moment and full of energy and full of the what's next, what can I do next? You need to decide. Decide what you want, because change doesn't just happen by itself. You need to first decide and then take the necessary steps forward to make that happen. And when you do decide, what you're saying is that you are worth the time, the energy, and the space to do this, to create the change that you want. The decision always comes first, and you must sell it to yourself. If you don't sell this decision and this vision to yourself, no one else will believe it. So, decide that you're worth it. Decide that you are worth the time, space, and energy. And status quo stops here right now. And you know what? The world is your oyster. You've just opened up every single opportunity that is open to you in the world right now. And you've heard me speak about opportunity before. And I love opportunity, particularly in times of uncertainty like there is now. Opportunity is right in front of your nose. Just make sure you change the lens within which you're looking. Make sure that you're looking at the world from a positive place. And make sure that you're not in the regressive mode. Keep an open mind. Keep the positive attitude going. We're going to get through this. I have no doubt in my mind we're going to get through this. These things come along in life to challenge us, and challenge is a good thing, because it then kind of puts you in a place of understanding, wow, if I'm confronted with this, what are the decisions I'm going to make and how am I going to move forward? So with that, I'm going to leave you with the decision that you need to make today. Commit to that decision, and that commitment piece is going to happen tomorrow. We're going to go over the commitment piece tomorrow. That's step number 6, the final step to the 6-step process of kicking status quo in the butt once and for all. And your life, I promise you, will never be the same again. It will never be the same again. You'll have highs and lows and wonder why you came out of that space in the first place. I go through that from time to time. I go through that too. I'm no different to all of you. But I know one thing. If you're feeling frustrated, if you're feeling stuck, you need to start moving. You can't stay there, because staying there is death done slowly. Yeah? You need to move out of that space and you need to move forward. And tomorrow we're going to commit to that.